There's a new sheriff in town, folks. There's a new chair of the Integrity Commission. The former chair, Justice Seymour Panton, has moved on. His contract ended. A new chair has been appointed. She's Mrs.Justice Carol Lawrence-Beswick. So what now? What do we need to see from the Integrity Commission? And do you think the tension that has been there between the government and the Integrity Commission, is it now a thing of the past? Want to talk about all of that in today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Dionne Jackson Miller. Time for tea. So given how tense things had got between the government and the Integrity Commission, it's probably a good thing to have a change of leadership. But I have to tell you, I was worried that after the very strong leadership of Justice Seymour Panton, that we might see the appointment of a weak leader to try to appease the government. The good thing about the Integrity Commission Act is that the Act does not give government ministers any role in appointing the chair of the commission. The appointment is made by the Governor General, who has to choose a chair who is either a retired Supreme Court judge or a retired Court of Appeal judge. Now, Justice Seymour Panton had been chair of Jamaica's Integrity Commission since 2018. But ever since the commission refused to certify the statutory declarations of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, the relationship between the government and the Integrity Commission has kind of soured. I have a whole playlist on the Integrity Commission issues, so some of the videos here, and I will link them at the end of this video and also in the description below. You can go and check that out to get much more information on what has been happening. The very latest is that at this point, Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Integrity Commission are now adversaries in court, with a court hearing now set for October 2025. But look, before I go any further, I want to personally thank Justice Seymour Panton for his service to the Commission and to the country. I doubt he realized the kind of turn that this matter would have taken and the kind of vitriol and cussing that he would be getting with all kinds of accusations, nasty accusations in many cases, and all kinds of talk about what his political leaning was supposed to be. He appeared before the parliamentary committee that has oversight responsibility for the Integrity Commission. I did a video on his remarks to the committee. This is that video. I'll link it below as well. But basically, he rejected those kinds of allegations that had been made about him and about the Integrity Commission. Despite all the nasty comments, all the allegations of bias or unfair treatment being made by members of the government members of parliament in particular, I have to say, I thought Justice Panton held his own. He did more than that. He held his head high. He finished his tenure to the very end. He acted with dignity, with integrity. Thank you, Justice Panton. Some of us appreciate it. The thing is that at least now the new chair knows exactly what she's getting into. I do think the new appointment will calm tempers, at least initially. We'll see what happens from there. I don't know Justice Lawrence-Beswick personally, but I have spoken to people who know her, who have worked with her, people whose opinions I respect, and I'm happy to see that they think she's a good choice to chair the Integrity Commission. One lawyer I spoke to said she's very much an iron fist in a velvet glove, that they had no doubts about her firmness or fairness, that she was one of the judges he liked to appear before because she's ladylike, elegant, has a good sense of humor, is extremely intelligent and experienced. On top of that, this lawyer says she commands the respect of the stakeholders, all the stakeholders in the system, lawyers, police officers, court staff, witnesses, and even the defendants. And another observer said this shows that King's House was doing exactly what it is supposed to be doing. In other words, selecting the new chair of the commission without any regard for picking somebody just to appease the egos and the positions of the politicians. And I'd mentioned before that under the Integrity Commission Act, it's the Governor General who chooses the chair of the Integrity Commission. And what I like about this particular provision in this particular act is that the Governor General is not told by the act that he or she has to consult with the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition, which is why I said that the politicians have absolutely no role in this particular selection. I think that's a good provision in the circumstances. cases. So big up the parliamentarians who actually put this in. So I'm really encouraged by everything I've heard about the new chair and how I hear she operates, because we are going to need a strong hand. We're going to need a firm leader to head the Integrity Commission, because I really don't think the episodes of tension are all behind us. As I said, I think we have a kind of little honeymoon period, a kind of little bit of a respite now with a new chair, but I don't expect that honeymoon period to last forever, especially since the Integrity Commission has some more reports coming out. We don't know exactly what is in them, but they might also cause some tension, and I'm interested to see how the new chair is going to handle those possible episodes of tension and how she's going to navigate some of what we've seen happening in the past. There are some things I'd like to see the new chair do differently, though. There are ways in which I want to see the commission operate differently, and one of my big issues is the issue of communication. So under Justice Panton, we really only heard from the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission would only speak through written statements. So, and I mean, they were pretty comprehensive statements in some cases, a page, 2 pages, what have you. So yes, I appreciated the statements, but I think the commission now needs to do more. I don't think most people have any real idea of what the Integrity Commission does, or even what is in all of these reports that they put out there. And yes, I'm covering the reports, but at the same time, there needs to be more information from the Integrity Commission. The reports of the commission are posted on their website, but I think the commission needs to seriously move into the social media age and find a way to share way more information. The reports need to be broken down by the commission in bite-sized pieces, in understandable, shorter summaries that people can understand and that they can find accessible. Let's use some creativity, some real creativity, and see what kind of wonderful stuff can be done with all that material that the Integrity Commission is producing. Then for me, a big one, the issue of press conferences. I don't think the commission should shy away from answering questions by members of the press. Solid preparation beforehand and a strong person running the press conference can help to deal with those kinds of concerns. One of the issues is that we tend to think, say, if people are bright, that means they can automatically handle press and handle interviews, handle public speaking engagements, and it really isn't like that. There's some places, some of these public sector institutions in the US, for instance, I've heard that media training is mandatory, it's expected, it's required. And I think a lot more of our public servants need to do media training. And I say this as a media trainer myself. Let me just get in a shameless plug here to say me and my business partner, Archibald Gordon, are fantastic media trainers. I'm going to say that. I'm going to put that out there. And more people should be using media training. There are a lot of people who think they're good public speakers, for instance, and they're really not. A lot of people think they know how to handle an interview till they get into it and they realize that they really can't. Hire a trainer, man. Do some background work. And that's what I'd certainly suggest for members of the Integrity Commission, but let them speak. Believe it or not, the Integrity Commission has held press conferences in the past. This one was from 2019 under the chairmanship of Justice Carol Harrison. Although, to be fair, even then, media were reporting that it was a rare event. And to be honest, that's actually the only report I've been able to find about an Integrity Commission press conference. I probably should say the Integrity Commission has had a press conference in the past. I'd love to see if there are any more. As I said, I couldn't find any record of any more. And in recent years, there have been calls for the Integrity Commission to have a press conference, for answer question, especially when there has been criticism and controversy about some of the things the Integrity Commission has done, such as, for instance, when they issued an investigation report recommending that the Prime Minister be prosecuted in relation to a particular matter. And then, within a day or two, we then saw the publication of the ruling from the Director of Corruption Prosecution saying he should not in fact be charged. There was a whole heap of controversy about that. To be fair, the Integrity Commission since then has changed how it operates. It now tables the recommendation as well as the ruling at the same time. My point, though, is that if you're doing something like that, that's going to create such controversy. come and talk. And, if it is that you need to say, sorry, we did something wrong, we not do it again, why not do that? But you need to speak to the public, you need to speak to the press. And I hope that the new chair sees the importance of the commission operating with transparency, which means apart from anything else, yes, opening yourself up to questions and answering those questions. I'm hoping the new chair doesn't bring to the position the part of her judicial behavior or judicial training, perhaps I should say, that says don't speak publicly, don't talk to the press, because judges don't do interviews, they don't do press conferences, apart from, for instance, the head of the appeal court and the chief justice as head of the judiciary. So they now give press conferences to update the public on their reform efforts in relation to the justice system, but the individual judges don't do that. But this is not the judiciary we're talking about, and we do need to see more communication from the commission and also more effective communication. Meet people where they are. I also think press conferences would be a way of highlighting a lot of the recommendations that the Integrity Commission makes and that seem to fall like a tree in the forest that no one hears. Well, to be fair, the Commission did say those recommendations are being looked at by the Parliamentary Committee, but I don't know that people are paying a lot of attention to that either. We have to start thinking differently about how we communicate with people, all kinds of people, not just those like me who will sit down and read a 50-page report from the Integrity Commission, right? And our public officials need to understand that just publishing these huge reports, just pushing out their findings and their recommendations in these big documents isn't enough. Your work can't stop there, because there you have another huge doorstop of a book that's going onto shelves that people won't pay any attention to, that people are going to forget about, and we don't want that. The work is too important. So, Madam Chair, welcome to the hot seat. I wish you and the team all the very best. We'll be watching. I'll certainly continue to cover the work of the Integrity Commission. All right, so going to have to leave it there. As always, do like the video, share it with someone you think might be interested, subscribe to the channel. All of that helps us grow. And of course, click that little notification bell so you know anytime a new video drops. I'm Dionne Jackson Miller. Gone back to my tea.